So hey my YouTubers and everyone in the world, today is May the 18th. The time is now 11:30 a.m. It's going to be a beautiful Saturday all day, guys. If you're new to my channel, please make sure to hit that subscribe button down below and that notification bell so you guys can see more of me. Now, today's topic is going to be the social media on children, the pros and the cons. Social media on children, the pros and the cons. Now, with everything, there's the good and then there's the bad. So today we're going to be talking about this topic because I feel like it's something that we need to discuss, especially with the fact that social media is growing every single day and there's so many different things that go on social media, and as a child we need to know what's going on with them. We need to know what type of stuff they're being exposed to, whether it's good or bad. Now we're going to talk about the cons first. So I wrote quite a few things down so I can make sure I cover everything with you guys, and this is going to be part one because tomorrow we're going to be discussing a part two of this topic. Now, okay, so the first con when it comes to social media on children is it's not many restrictions, and that is a bad thing because so many different people put so many different images out there exposing different parts of their body, and children are able to see that. So even if you're trying to bring your child up the proper way and stuff like that, I mean, when they go on social media and they see ass and they see boobs and things of that nature, and it's something that's new to them, they're being exposed to that type of stuff. So I feel like that is one of the cons when it comes to social media on children. Now, the second con when it comes to social media and children is it's an easy way to share personal information. Now, think about it. If your child is extremely young and they are on social media, you don't want them telling a stranger where they live, a stranger, their what school they go to. You don't want them telling a stranger their phone number. You just don't want them talking to like an adult. I mean, an adult can be portrayed as a child on social media and you'll never know. And that is the scary thing when it comes to social media. I mean, come on. It's not comfortable. Now, the third con when it comes to social media and children, guys, is it's easy to connect with perverts. Like I said before, a pervert can be someone who is portraying themselves as a child and you'll never know. You don't know who's behind that next camera. You don't know who's behind that next computer, that next phone. So that is a scary thing because they can have a whole profile full of kids and a family and a whole nine, and it can all be a con. I mean, you just never know because this is how perverts connect with children. So you have to be extremely cautious when it comes to your child being on social media. Now, the fourth con when it comes to social media and children today, guys, is it's not properly monitored. And I feel like it's hard sometimes for parents to keep up with every single thing that their child is doing on social media, especially with the fact that children are becoming slicker and slicker every single day on how to hide different things from their parents. If they know that they're doing something wrong, or they feel like they might just get caught in something that they're doing, or they feel like they're in love, you know what I'm saying? They will hide certain things from the parent, and it's hard to keep up with that type of stuff. I'm not saying that you're not doing what you're supposed to as a parent. What I'm saying is you have a life of your own, and sometimes it is difficult to keep up with every single thing that your child is doing. So I get that. It's not properly monitored sometimes. And that is the truth of the matter. Now, the fifth con when it comes to social media and children, guys, is that it affects the child's brain based off of what they see. Like I said before, our children go on these social media sites. They see body parts that they're not supposed to be exposed to at a very young age. And it makes them want to follow behind that because children follow by what they see based off of what they hear, and it's not good. It's not a positive thing in my personal opinion, because your child could be exposed to so many different things, and it's not even your fault that they're being exposed to it. It's just that's what's going on in today's society. So it can be a scary thing. I agree. Now, the sixth con when it comes to social media and children, guys, is they're spending less time with other children because they're always on a computer. They're always on a laptop. They're always on some type of tablet or the phone. So now they become socially awkward in some type of way when it comes to interactions with other children in person because they're so used to being on a laptop, being on a phone, and closing everything else and everyone else out and just focused on. So it does have an effect on the child's brain. I mean, we have to think, well, if they're starting to be like socially awkward, not wanting to hang out with other children now at age 10 and 11, imagine what they're going to be like by the time they hit 16 or 17. They're not going to want to interact with other children because they're so used to being by themselves. So that's not necessarily a good thing either. They're spending more and more and more time on social media because it's this is going to bring us into number 8. Number 8 is social media is addictive. And I feel like when it comes to our child or our children being addicted to social media, that's a bad thing. Because like I said before, it's going to make them want to not be around other humans, other, children their age. It's going to make them not want to go out as much and go have fun as kids because they're going to spend so much time playing games, so much time on social media. Like they're going to see like this is the life. And I mean, that's not a real childhood. It has to be a balance between, hanging out with friends and having a good time outside of the house and then being in the house and still having a great time. And you know what? And this is going to be our bonus. I feel like a lot of times when children do something wrong in school and they're misbehaving, they still go home and they're still able to go on social media and have a great time. So they're not being punished the proper way sometimes. We're allowing them to get away with things because they're our child, but it does affect them later on in life. Now, on the flip side, let's get to the pros when it comes to social media because there are pros when it comes to social media, guys, and that is the truth. Now, okay, so one pro when it comes to social media, guys, is it gives the child a way to express themselves. And I feel like this is important because sometimes kids don't know how to properly express themselves. They don't know how to speak out in front of people because they're scared or because, they are afraid of like what other people would have to say. So social media does allow them to express themselves and how they live and what they did today. So that is a great thing. And the great thing about that is you are able to look back years from now and say, wow, I did that, in 2013 or in 2014 or in 2015. So I feel like that is one of the pros when it comes to social media. A child is able to keep up with their childhood and take pictures and share it with the world. Now, the second pro when it comes to social media and children, guys, is a child can see how different people live, different cultures, different parts of the world. I feel like that is definitely a thumbs up to see how people live in India and you're in New York, or to see how people live in Florida and you're in Chicago and you've never been there. It's a way to express and see how different people live around the world. And I feel like that expands the child's brain because it's like, wow, I've never been to Florida, but this is how it looks. I need to take a trip there one day. So it does expand the child's brain in a positive way as well. So that is a thumbs up, guys. Now, the third pro when it comes to social media and children today is it helps teach the child about different technology and how it works. So social media can be a form of a way of teaching children how different things operate. Like a prime example of what I mean is a child can go on YouTube and say, okay, how to build this, or how to put this house together, or how does this work? So I feel like that is a positive because it does expand the child's brain and it gives the child something to be interested in, something to learn about, something to probably even think, okay, maybe I can see myself doing this 5 or 10 years from now. So it does help in different ways. So I will give it a thumbs up for that. Social media. Okay, so the fourth pro of social media when it comes to children, guys, is another form of communication. So like I said before, this is a way for the child to communicate with different children around the same age range, things that they might be interested in. the same, things that they may have in common. That is a plus. Especially if your child is the type where they're shy in person and they're not the type that easily make friends in person. Social media will allow the child to communicate with people, a lot better because it's not face to face and they get to know the person on a day-to-day basis. So that is a plus. Now, the fifth pro when it comes to social media and children, guys, is it's a form of long-term friendships. So like I said before, your child can make friends and from different parts of the world and talk to them on a daily basis or on a weekly basis, and they could probably teach each other something. I mean, it just depends on the friendship between the two children. So that is a plus to me, guys. Now, the sixth pro when it comes to social media and children, guys, is children also get to influence their community through social networking platforms. And I feel like that is a positive because you could gather people from around a community on the internet and say, okay, let's do this, or let's try that, or let's see if this works for our community better than that. And that is a way to get other people from around the world to sometimes get involved in projects that you are into. So yes, that is a positive, man. There are pros when it comes to social media as well. So I hope that you guys like this video, and like I said, this is part 1. There's going to be a part 2 tomorrow, so make sure you tune in for that. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up if you can relate to the things that we discussed today. And like I always say, guys, like, comment, subscribe, and share. And of course, visit my website at shoploveronline.com. Until next time, guys, peace.